Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we have been running the Sunwell Plateau, which is located in the Isle of Quel Danas, which is just about here, which is on top of the Eastern Kingdoms, so just there. You can get there through Shathras City, or you can just fly there. It's pretty damn simple. And what we're doing is by trying to get hold of some of the battle pets and just basically clearing the raid. The funny thing of note is I was just doing it on my warlock, and I actually managed to get a hold of the legendary bow that drops from Kil'jaeden, the last boss. So this is obviously the way I like to do it when I'm doing the full clear. With the standard farming for transmog, however, there are other different types of ways in which you can do this. And basically, what I like to do is just round up all of the trash in two different pulls. You can do it as full, but you have a chance of basically losing the aggro from all of the mobs. So I do it in two pulls. Now, obviously you can tell I'm not doing this with Loot Appraiser on. That is mainly because the majority of these different types of transmog items from the Sunwell Plateau, the regular ones aren't worth a great deal. So at this moment in time, I can just turn it on for clear reference, but to be honest, it's probably not going to yield all that much. This is probably the time when it actually does yield something awesome. These different types of transmog items when you're doing this raid are worth, for me, roughly around about 34 gold. Sometimes on other realms, if you're like medium pop or low pop, are about 500. But overall, for my realm, they're about 34 gold. So we're better off disenchanting them. What I'll do is I will go over all of the BOE greens and then just disenchant them all as and when I get around to it. So overly not that fussed about all of that stuff. The marks of the Illidari are something that we want to... The marks of the Illidari are things that we want to pick up, and we want to disenchant the greens as well as collect up the netherweave cloth. What we're really searching for is patterns, and patterns from the Sunwell Plateau are mainly a lot of gold. Judging from anywhere from around about 5,000 all the way up to like 20 to 30,000 gold. So pretty much we're searching for the patterns for this actual raid, and to be honest, with the transmog items you do get some really good ones, but to be honest, they're not overly a great deal. We actually just got an achievement and got my mind on the money. This is probably a low one because I don't use this character that much, because he is a fresh 120, so you know. What we'll be doing is just by taking out all of the bosses. Now the first boss is Caligos, and basically this guy is probably not worth an all that much. To be honest, he doesn't drop anything really good, just some epic items in order to pretty much just vendor. Unless you're an enchanter, you can disenchant them for a bit more gold, but at the end of the day, probably not worth your time in order to just bypass him, loot him, get past him and all that jazz. The ones that we're really going for is the Sunblade Micro Defender dude and a few other bosses after that drop the actual battle pets. So all in all, this is going to be one of those ones where it's pretty much going to be just try and see if we can get as much as you can from the Sunwell Plateau. Now don't get me wrong, if it comes across that I've got a lack of enthusiasm, this is actually one of my favourite farms that I like to do, and that is mainly because it's just so easy to do and it provides you with quite a lot of stuff, to be honest. So what I like to do here is by mounting up just as soon as I get to this part, because Madragosa starts off and she'll run down, but what she'll do is she'll block the area so you can't get through. What I like to do is jump down and then be able to take out the boss almost as immediately, so I can get this done a lot faster because there's a bit of dialogue. So now we have a bit of a moment to go through all the bits. We have the Crimson Spinel. These are all the different gems that you can get from Burning Crusade, and usually it's worth a fair amount. Obviously on my realm at the moment, it's not worth a great deal, but usually on like medium to low pops, they actually sell quite fast. But like I said before, Sunwell Plateau is mainly a high-end BOE blue transmog item farm. Now Brutalis will probably be able to come up, and he's the guy that drops the Sunblade Micro Defender. On my realm at this moment in time, it's worth like about 600 gold, but you get it dropping quite fast. And to be honest, on most other realms, they sell for quite a lot. It's because I'm on Argent Dawn, and we've actually got this. So let's just add that to our journal. This is used for battle pet farms, and usually the Sunblade Microdefender actually sells for a fair amount of gold. I remember a few months back on Thunderhorn, which is a medium pot realm, it sells for roughly around about 7,000 gold. So it's something to bear in mind, maybe double check before you actually do this farm, as opposed to some of the other farms that I actually do recommend. But we've run this on 5 characters today, and we've actually got a fair amount of stuff. Now, there is one crafting reagent which I don't recommend posting on the auction house, and that is the sun motes. Usually the sun motes are better off just by vendoring them. We've got 4 of them, they sell for 9 gold, and the moon buyout at the moment is just under 3 gold. So you're better off just vendoring these and not wasting your time by trying to make a little bit extra, which is like a gold. So don't even bother, just vendor it, you'll get the raw gold, and you don't have to worry with the auction house and all that jazz, because at the end of the day, not a lot of people actually do buy them, and to be honest, I find that it's more beneficial just by vendoring the sun motes. So now Fell Mist has come up. She will obviously start flying up, and you're going to have to tag her. So I use my glaive ability, and we're just going to have to kill her like pretty damn sharpish. And she is now dead. Now, there is a lot of dialogue in this raid when you're actually doing this, so just bear this one in mind when you're going about it in your regular to-dos, so to speak. But at the end of the day, I'm mainly just coming in here for a chance of getting any of the BOE blues and or the gems, as well as the marks of the Illidari, which you do get a fair amount of if you were doing the trash farm for it. But to be honest, it's more of a very big RNG based farm. So I can see, so if you're willing to potentially waste the hour, or well, however long it takes to actually do the raid, or however long it actually takes you to do the raid, just bear in mind that you may be coming out with Pistol, or you might be coming out with something awesome. We did get a few cool awesome stuff on the farms that we've previously done with our other 4 characters. At this moment in time, this farm is overly not that great. We've just got a load of stuff that we're going to be disenchanting, and it's not going to be that bad. So at the end of the day, I'm really not overly too fussed. I'm just going to AoE these guys down and just loot what they have, and then make sure that we can grab all of the stuff that we need to. Obviously, I've sent it all over to Giblet now, because it takes way too much time to just go through all the stuff by going character by character, so I just sent them all over. So we got another battle pet, which is the Servant Bell for the Wretched Servant, so we'll add that to the pet journal and cage him. This isn't worth all that much, it's like 15 gold min buyout. The Sunblade Microdefender is like 467, but bear in mind I'm on Argent Dawn, which is a high pop realm, and a lot of people do a lot of raid farming and just in general doing a load of farming. So double check these battle pets like the Sunblade Microdefender, the Wretched Servant, and the pup that you actually get along with it. So while we're gathering these up, we can go into the Void Collar. So maybe look up the Chaos pup as well on the auction house and see if any of those battle pets are going for a decent amount of gold. Other than that, if you're not coming for the battle pets, then just go up to the first boss. Before the first boss, round up all the trash, burn them down, go out and reset the instance. Otherwise, and then you can do that 10 times and see if you can get hold of any recipes or BOE blues. That's usually a better way of doing it, and in my opinion, it's most definitely one of the better ways. And I've just lost aggro on all of those mobs, so that is pretty annoying to say the least. But I'm still going to carry on because we are going to be grabbing all of these guys up. So with this boss, you've got to take him down pretty sharpish, because even at max level, if you don't take him down pretty sharpish, he has like an insta-kill ability, which is very, very annoying, especially if you're just doing your regular jazz and all that stuff. So just bear that one in mind when you're doing this. So So of course these guys are skinnable as well, so you can get hold of not hide leather. Unfortunately, I don't have the Outland skinning, so I cannot benefit from this on this character at this moment in time, but we will get those scraps because we can then turn that into 1 not hide leather, which is 7 gold, so not too bad. But we're going to carry on and we're going to go all the way over to kill Jaden. Of course, we are going to be just finishing this up, and obviously I know that there's a load of mobs that we missed, that we lost aggro on, but I'm really not overly too concerned because we've got a pretty decent amount of stuff just for like, it's about 12 minutes for the run, so I'm not really going to worry. I've had to stop and start multiple times because my dogs keep barking in the background. So if there's a lot of cuts in this video, of course, it is my dogs barking, and I really don't want that in the video. So if you can understand that, yeah. So let's go kill Jaden. He has the chance to drop in the bow, which my warlock got earlier. Imagine if we got hold of it on my hunter, that would be so much more better. So we've killed him, pretty easy to do, and we didn't get the bow obviously because it's at a super low drop chance. And we are going to port back to Dalaran and send over all of the other stuff that we managed to get a hold of. Obviously we do have a few things that we need to send over, and by sending over a load of raw gold as well, because you don't want to let any raw gold slip by, do you now? Aside from that, it's roughly about 12 minutes to actually do the actual farm. So 12 minutes, you can do that with 5 characters in the hour. So obviously I used 5 characters because I knew already it takes about 12 minutes to do one run of a full clear, and then we can then find a decent gold per hour somewhat for that farm because you're doing it on multiple characters, 12 minutes a piece. And then you will see roughly what you'll get for battle pet wise. Ideally, it would be nice if you can see what you actually get for certain different types of recipes that you can get a hold of as well. So that being the case, let's just mount up and we will sell all of the stuff that we don't need. So sell trash, we don't want to sell BOEs because it will get rid of all of our greens, so we're just going to have to just vendor all of this stuff, as much as it pains me to do so, because I wish he was an enchanter right now. Otherwise I would love to disenchant all this stuff into materials because it actually increases for us on this realm. So that being the case, we are going to now send this over, and we managed to get a decent amount of gold. And to be honest, I'm going to repair my gear because I didn't have enough money earlier because I sent too much over the other day. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to send over the dredge leather or the crag scales and that stuff because I've been trying to farm up the rank 2 recipe still, and it still isn't dropping. So yeah. But let's send all of this stuff over so it can be disenchanted and do all the other whatnots that you need to do. So send that over to Giblet. He's already got it all laid out for him over there with a lovely amount of stuff. So that being the case, let's go over to Giblet for the gold for the day. But before we do the gold for the day, we are going to go over the overview. I nearly forgot it. So let's just grab our stuff from Dala and see what we've actually managed to get hold of. So let's just grab all of this stuff in. They're all respectively in their own little places in the bags, so I'm not overly too concerned about that. So all we've got to do now is just by doing some quick disenchanting and placing all of the little mobs in their certain specific places, so we can see a rough estimate of what we actually get for this farm. So for obvious reasons, we're going to get a decent amount of stuff because we've got a fair amount of it, and we can then see what stuff are worth the most and what stuff are not worth the most. Obviously we did this on 5 characters, so we can then get a rough idea on how many of the battle pets we're actually going to get and all of the stuff that you get along with this. Now obviously I've been sending over the greens, but if they were all enchanters you would make more. But at the end of the day, we got over 14 of the Lion Stones, 13 of the Shadow Songs, the Empyrean Sapphires are 13, the Crimson Spinal is 8, the Pyre Stone is 5, The Sea Spray Emeralds are 11, and we got 42 Marks of the Illidari. They're not worth that much, but they do sell, so I'm really going to obviously sell them because we can get some gold for it. And going along with that, for our disenchantments of our epics on this character, which is Giblet, we got 32 Void Crystals valued at 182 min buyout for each, so that's pretty damn good. That increases the gold per hour. Maybe double check that, because if you're going to be doing the full clear, you might as well just do the trash farm and see how much of this other stuff that you get, which is Arcane Dust. We got 79 of for 11 gold each on min buyout, and for Greater Planner Essence, 15 gold min buyout for those, and some large prismatic shards for 6 gold, 99 silver, so 7 gold min buyout for those. And all enchanted materials pretty much sell pretty damn fast. We got Neverweave Cloth, which isn't worth that much, it's 25 silver each, and we got 428 of those, as well as 1 Knothide Leather, because obviously I skinned those 2 things, we just watched it. But we got 3 of the Wretched Servants valued at 15 gold. That is bad. And the Chaos Pup, we got 1 for 145 gold. But we also got our crowning achievement ones, which is 4 Sunblade Micro Defenders for 467 gold. So round it up to 500 gold. That's about 2,000 gold for those 4. Now, here are the big ticket things that we actually managed to get for this actual farm. Now, obviously, full clearing the Sunwell Plateau is not what I would fully recommend. I would suggest doing the trash farm, just running up to all of the trash up to the first boss, then burning them down, resetting the instance. But if you wanted to do a full clear, if the battle pets were worth it, you can get recipes as well as these. And I got the pattern for Embrace of the Phoenix, which is a chest mail piece for leatherworking, which is valued at a min buyout of 5,850 gold, and the region market value average is 12,401 gold. And the other one is the schematic of the Hard Corium Goggles, which is an engineering craft, for 7,647 gold, or 14,051 gold region market value. And we also got a Traveller's Backpack. Yeah, I got a Traveller's Backpack. They do actually sell, so I'm probably going to sell it, because it's a 16 slot bag and it's about 15 gold for one, so every little helps, so to speak, as Tesco would say. But let's go into Worth It, and let's evaluate it for the hour after our 5 characters for 12 minutes, which equals about 60 minutes. So, boom, 32,000 gold for the hour, so that's pretty damn good for 5 characters or 5 runs. And with 12 minutes apiece on each character, I think that turned out pretty well. Usually the Sunwell Plateau, actually, if you do the trash farm, it comes up with a lot more gold. But if you wanted to take an alternative method to this and just do a full clear on a load of alts for the battle pets as well, we managed to pull in around about 32,000 gold. So I'm really not overly too concerned with how much gold it's actually going to be pulling in. So 32,000 gold, I will shove that on the auction house at this moment in time. And now let's just post this all to the auction house as well and see how much we got. We actually sold, oh my god, we sold the Vial of the Sands. Okay, so in 33 minutes we have a 56,899 gold coming back to us. We're going to have to make another Vial of the Sands real quick in a bit. But yeah, that's pretty damn good to see oncoming. Yeah, opening that up to see that. But hopefully you guys are having a good day. I am as well. To be honest, I do enjoy raid farming, especially with a load of alts. I tried doing this before by showing you guys last year with just one character, but it didn't really work out because just raid farming, full clear raid farming, it's better with a load of alts, obviously. If you do it with one character, it tends to be a bit crappy because you want multiple of that stuff, so you want multiple chances, so to speak. So let's post this all to the auction house. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse the clicking, of course. But to be honest, 32,000 gold for the hour. It's nothing to snuff at, but it's nothing majorly awesome. So, but it is lovely to see the Vial of the Sands has sold. So, that being the case, let's get into the gold for the day. So the gold for the day goes as follows, and let's open up TSM, and that is at 24,401 gold. I am not counting the Vial of the Sands sale. I'll add that in tomorrow because this is the time we clean out. And if it's not there, we're not going to add it. So, 1,475 for 11 contracts of Proudmoore Admiralty. And we also sold a mechanized chopper, so we're going to have to do some farming to get a hold of a mechanized chopper. So I think we know what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And that is for 18,050 gold. So that's made up of the most of our stuff, as well as a 39 of the Dubious Delight, or the Dubious Delight, for 1,578 gold. So not overly too great, not overly too bad. It is not even a lull, it's just steady. So I'm not overly too worried. It's adding up to a decent amount of gold. We've got another expected amount coming in. So we are currently sat in our bags at 134,683 gold. And coming in, we have another 57,000 gold coming into us in about half an hour. So that's pretty damn good, and I'm looking forward to seeing that, because that will boost our numbers up to 190,000 gold for tomorrow. So that being the case, that is awesome. But that being said, we're going to have to send over another 29,000, so it won't be 190,000 gold, because we've got to send another 29,000 gold over to Zathrash to create another vial of the sands. So that being the case, it'll be 160,000 gold coming into us. So, for obvious reasons, we have done pretty damn well for the day, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you on the next video, which will be tomorrow. Have an awesome day, guys, and I shall see you soon.